Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Somebody else is willing to do the things that you are not. Somebody else is willing to put in the work that you are not willing to do. That is the hard reality. That is the hard reality, and we all have to accept that. So if there are things that you are not doing that you know you could be doing to achieve the things that you want to achieve, you need to understand that somebody else is willing to do that work. And if you keep this up, they are going to take everything that you want. And look, in the grand scheme of things, in the scheme of the world, nothing changes. The world's going to keep spinning. You know, the world isn't going to be upset that you've not achieved the things that you should have achieved. The world isn't going to be upset that somebody else has taken your dream. No, the world is just going to carry on. But I want to ask you, if you are truly an ambitious person, if you truly are somebody that wants success and takes themselves seriously, why are you allowing yourself to take shortcuts? Why are you allowing yourself to go to bed each and every day knowing that you didn't give everything that you could have given? And why are you putting yourself in a position where somebody else can say they've worked harder than you? Somebody else can say that they deserve the thing that you want more than you do. You know, if you're really ambitious, you would be making sure that at the end of every single day you go to bed knowing that there was nothing more you could have done. If you were really ambitious, you would make sure that any extra thing that you could get done to put tomorrow's version of you in a better position, you would have done. So I say to you, if there are things in your life that you know need to be worked on, if there are areas that you need to step up in, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you putting yourself in that better position? Why aren't you going to bed every single night with that sense of fulfillment, knowing you've done everything you could have done? Look, we are human. We are human, and there are times where we don't perform as well as before and we can't seem to understand why. There are times where the motivation is lower. There are times where things just don't work out in the same way. You don't feel like you've got the same momentum. You don't feel like the world is on your side. But those are the moments where you need to keep going. Those are the moments that separate the people who truly deserve to be successful and the people who don't. You know, because most people at the first sign of struggle will call it a day. They will say, wow, that was too much for me. You know what, I'm going to go back to what I know to be safe. I'm going to go back to home. I'm going to rest. I'm going to recover. That was too much. I can't tolerate that. That was crazy. Most people will say that, but the people that are in it for the long run and the people that have put all their chips on themselves will say, wow, this is tough. This is tough. But I like tough. I like tough, and I'm firmly invested in myself. You know, they say to themselves, you know what? I will die before I give up on this. I will go to my grave before I pack this in. This is for life. And with that attitude, 9 times out of 10, people make it. People do the things that they wanted to do just through that consistency and sticking around. You know, a large part of this is just turning up. A large part of shaping your reality and shaping your life into the way that you want it to be is just being consistent. Turning up every single day. For me, putting on the camera, sitting down and talking and trying to express things that I believe to be helpful. You know, I can think about making videos, I can plan about making videos, I can research about making videos. Ultimately, I've just got to make videos. A large part of this is just showing up. And you can take that into your own life as well. Success is all about the breaking of the dam. Day by day, the water pressure continues and continues and increases until eventually the dam breaks. And that's the same with momentum. You know, the little things that you do every single day to put future you in a better position are going to bring you closer to your goals. Closer and closer to your goals. And look, the point of the video was to say that if you don't do it, somebody else will. I'm very much a believer in having intrinsic motivation and not focusing too much on everybody else, but sometimes that intrinsic motivation isn't enough and we need a bit of a reality check and we need a little bit of extrinsic motivation. So I tell you today, if you are not willing to do this, it's absolutely fine and nothing's going to change. You're just not going to get the life you want and somebody else is. That's the hard reality. If I don't sit down and turn on the camera, this channel stagnates and disappears. But if I keep going and I keep showing up, hopefully one day, if you like and subscribe, we can grow and we can grow and we can grow. And I build it into something that I want it to look like. You know, I build it into something special, something beautiful. But it is about that consistency, and you need to take that into your life. Why aren't you doing the things that you know need to get done? Why aren't you ticking off every single box every single day and going to bed with a sense of real fulfillment, knowing that there was nothing more you could have done, nothing more? And this is the switch I will make. You know, if you want to be successful, you need to make sure that every single day you are giving everything. Of course, there are going to be days where the motivation is lower. The momentum feels slower. You feel tired. You feel a lack of energy, but those are the days that will make or break you. If you can show up in those days when nobody else shows up, then I believe you are destined for success. So look, have a think. Have a think. Have a think about what you want and whether you really want it. And if you're sure that you do, go forward with this approach. Give absolutely everything you can give to this endeavor. Give absolutely everything that you have to offer to this hobby, to this activity, to this business plan. Go all in, or somebody else will. Look guys, that's all I've got for today. I really hope that in one way or another you took some value from this video, and going forward you can start to see more and more success in your life. I think these principles are something that particularly us men should live by in anything and everything that we do. If you did enjoy the video today, make sure to smash the subscribe button, like this video, comment your thoughts down below. And as always guys, thank you for your time and attention, and I will see you in the next one.